Hey everyone, my name is Taps, and let's discuss Ecomi, OMI, and Veve. This weekend, there was the Comic-Con mishap or misstep, whatever you want to call it, and there's actually been a little bit of negativity I've seen floating around in the community. So I want to discuss what happened, and more importantly, the overall reminder of why you invested in this incredible company and what there still is to be seen up ahead. As always, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the community and feel free to subscribe. I'm a crypto, stock, and real estate investor, but never a financial advisor. So let's address the elephant in the room. This weekend, something happened with Comic-Con, and we don't understand what happened, but Ecomi and Veve were not at Comic-Con, as well as Marvel and many other licensors. They're unable to say exactly what happened, but my money is on something went awry with Future Tech Live or Parallax or Comic-Con in general, and all of their hard work was met with a last-minute shift. One thing to recognize is Ecomi and Veve had enough integrity and ethics to not throw anyone under the bus and maintain partnerships for another day. Now, naturally, in the community, expectations were set pretty high, but one thing to realize is issues come up in business all the time, especially in startups. So I agree, this Comic-Con thing was a setback, but I believe a little bit of perspective is needed, and I want to remind you exactly why this is a blip in what is still an incredible journey with much more upcoming extremely soon. Now, there was an incredible post on Twitter from someone in the community that highlighted so many of these credible reminders in a very thoughtful fashion, and that was done by Neb Nitram. And so I know not everyone has Twitter, but if you do, you should follow Neb Nitram because it was incredibly thoughtful, well laid out, well thought out, and I really want to highlight it in this video. So he said, I'm so excited for where Veve is at and even more excited for where it's heading since February. And despite the recent market chaos, I remain just as convinced of the greatness of Ecomi and the success of the entire project. Here's my overview, a thread of Veve love. Now, 5 months ago, that was when February was, and many didn't even know about Ecomi and Veve back then. That was when I still invested in it back under 0.00 something, and it's crazy to me to think that they've come this far in 5 short months. But again, yet our expectations get so high and so built up because we're so invested emotionally in this company, and we don't really take a step back and think about there's no other project that moves at this speed. There's no other project that has come out with these results this fast. Again, 5 months. The next thing he highlights is the licenses. Of course, 100 plus premium brands, and we still know less than half. There is no one else even close, and don't think for a second there are a ton more brands and artists knocking down the door to be on Veve. Well said, Neb. We see Jurassic Park, MGA, Ultraman, Fast and Furious, LL Surprise, NFL Players Association, Trolls, How to Train Your Dragon, Marvel, Capcom, Cartoon Network. Many of these haven't even hit yet. And there's tons more besides these that haven't even been announced, let alone that we've been teased at. There are additional verticals, like with sports vertical, with NFL players, with anime, with many more to be seen, including more artists, digital comics, digital toys, and mini games. He then goes in to say the team. Anyone who has done the research knows expertise, experience, the core team advisors that have launched Ecomi are top notch. And the awesome new hires since February are only adding more skills and talent. And who he means, of course, are Trevor and Noah, but the OG team, they are the dream team of IP, licensing, and connections. Don't forget that our man, our CEO, David Yu, has successfully run multiple businesses, received countless awards for those businesses and his entrepreneurship, and has been in the industry since he was 14 years old, let alone Al Khan's track record, the man who's responsible for bringing Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! To the US. He then highlights the tokenomics, a unique, innovative system of burns and buybacks that will only serve to assist price action for investors as this project gathers speed and scales. We have only just begun, and I completely agree on this because we have just really started to see tons of OMI start to pick up and start to burn. And in a market that was extremely down, OMI was performing and holding its own. As more OMI continues to burn millions at a time per drop, there will be a time in the near future where buybacks will have influence and OMI will be in high demand because it'll be much more scarce, especially soon when you're able to buy NFTs directly with OMI, thousands of accessories that are going to be infinite supply, let alone the VeveVerse and land. Onto the financials. A real project generating real revenue, multiple millions of dollars, consistent sellout of drops in minutes. I would actually edit that and say seconds because minutes would be great at this point to see with any of these drops. They are gone in literally a second or a few. And a future rollout of brands and massive influx of new users that promises to blow these metrics even bigger, attracting even more licensors and licenses and brands and users and who else knows what can come. But Veve is generating insane amounts of money. 7 million in sales in March was an article that came out, and then 40 million 3 months later in sales in June. Probably now somewhere around 45 to 50 million plus in sales now, which is higher than most other NFT projects out there in a miraculously short amount of time. They've already equaled, if not surpassed, Decentraland without land, which is one of the most coveted things in the NFT space right now. Then we go on to connections, a massive network of influential industry figures and artists fostered over long careers in the collecting and licensing worlds, combined with countless conferences and expos shilling Ecomi's vision when NFTs were barely known. It's not what you know, but more often who. Well said, man. Connections. This is just David Yu's connections, let alone Dan's or Al Khan's or Jeremy Padower's, right? We see David here with CZ from Binance. We see him with Stan Lee. We see him with Vitalik. We see him with Frank Kozik. I mean, this guy's Roledex is insane over decades of being in the industry, let alone, again, Al Khan's, who has even bigger Roledex, and they've been affiliated for years. And then Dan has his own Roledex, and then Jeremy Padower, the king of toys, has his connections as well. This only brings back to mind what Dan said in an interview a while back, which was there hasn't been a license yet that David's wanted that he hasn't been able to get. David loves Pokemon. David loves Supreme. They just haven't announced it yet, right? So they're all in the wings, but not yet. The eco mindset. So not enough to just be environmentally friendly blockchain, but Ecomi raised the bar to become carbon neutral and offset their impact through the purchase of carbon credits. So there's been a big push over the past few months towards green crypto, and it became mostly a hot button because of Elon spreading FUD about how Bitcoin is not clean compared to basically everything else. But Ecomi and Veve were one of the first to go carbon neutral and have a green initiative well before Elon even voiced this concern, which again shows just how proactive their thinking is, how they're ahead of the curve, and how much integrity they have as a company. The communication, AMAs, Clubhouse, Discord chats, weekly wrap-ups, monthly updates, tweets, interview vids, Telegram, Storms, David's IG, Reddit. I mean, there are so many ways that they are communicating. It's unbelievable that they have time to continue to innovate and do their jobs because they are so ingrained with our community. And when you look at that compared to other communities, ask someone in the Doge community or in the Shiba Inu community or any other community, there is no communication as frequent or as visible or candid as this project. So it's truly impressive that they are so dedicated to interacting with us. The Ecomi crew epitomizes heartfelt and authentic passion for collectibles. Watch any interview and you will see a team just as excited as we are for what is dropping and barely able to stop themselves from blurting out what's next. That's one of my favorite things about David. That's just it. This was a passion project, right? They understand scarcity, what moves prices for collectibles, what connections equate to. And they've turned that passion into the leader in the digital collecting NFT space. I mean, look at their houses and interviews. Their houses are covered in a collectibles mecca. And in interviews, you see everyone, you know, this is so-and-so from Animoca and so-and-so from epic, and they're all, buttoned up and they have their mics and all that. But when you see David and Dan and Reese, there's always their brand right behind them. Veve Collectables, like, this is their passion. Their PR partners, Rogers & Cowen PMK, are the PR firm for Hollywood, representing the very biggest A-list celebrities in the entertainment industry. The possibles are unimaginably massive for this will go, and they haven't really started. Rogers & Cowen has connections to celebrities and influencers and celebrities. We haven't seen a ton from them yet, but we've seen what celebrities can do in the crypto world. Anything they touch turns into instant gold, from Eminem and musicians minting NFTs to influencers like Gary Vee and Mark Cuban, to artists like Frank Kozik and Jermaine Rogers, and actors and actresses are getting it as well. Even Al Khan, the head of licensing for Ecomi and Veve, his wife, Jillian Crane, has ties to tons of celebrities, who is the other half of Crane Con LLC. The fandom is real. A COVID-era Comic-Con and a last-minute hiccup on the metaverse integration does nothing to diminish my excitement for where this will go. Live fan events are huge, and once a new normal settles, Veve will be a major winner. Most of these fans still don't know Veve, so the fandom is powerful, and it does not die. Yes, Comic-Con didn't happen, but they did say there will be others. Marvel didn't even want to attend a virtual Comic-Con this year, as well as several other licensors. So are we upset that we didn't get our Marvel NFTs yet? Yeah, but that only speaks again to how much passion and fandom has been created, because we're impatient and crave more. But why would Marvel let them release their NFTs that they chose to partner with Veve and have made major news at an event that they were not going to be at? This may be saved for another event, or who knows, maybe in line with shows that are coming out that are Marvel, or movies. But there are, as Ecomi and Veve has said, a ton more in-person events to look forward to in the US, let alone multiple other countries worldwide, and that will be a part of their strategy. So Comic-Con was an unfortunate misstep from whoever party were involved. However, there are many other Comic-Cons this year. The responsiveness. Everyone is a critic, has an opinion, and has a platform to voice their views, right? There are so many keyboard warriors and trolls on Twitter and Reddit, and all of them want to voice just how bad of a decision that was for Ecomi and Veve. Even though most have never ran a business, most don't even understand crypto or NFTs or collecting. However, they feel like they have a voice, and this is how it should have gone. It's not like they've been building this for 3 years and have been crushing it overall. I rest my point. But it is admirable how fast this team is at taking feedback from us as a community on board and making improvements, fixing Clockgate, adding captchas for bots, randomizing mints. They're listening. The move to Immutable and Ethereum made me so happy. Me too, Neb. And I'm sure I'm not alone. ETH is the blockchain for NFTs, and being here will make interoperability and transferability that much easier ahead. I've touched on this when it first happened, but I was stoked when I saw Immutable X because it is the best solution for the mass amount of NFTs that will be able to batch trade and sell and buy. And it's all tied to Ethereum. And this will be coming in the next few weeks, and with it, the ability to actually mint our collectibles into NFTs. These collectibles are such higher quality than 90% of what is out there in most NFT marketplaces from what I've seen, and they have utility. You can actually use them. I strongly look forward to the Immutable X move, which is, again, just a few weeks away. The community engagement, prizes for contests, constant promoting of the vast array of the EcomiFam, content creators, key crew appearing on their channels, not to mention the constant interactions, comments, gratitude thrown across social media channels to this amazing community. The community is unrivaled. There is so much collaboration, friendships, and support that is really, in its own way, addicting. Veve and Ecomi have brought out the best in many of us and have helped many of us also find a voice among our peers. The exchanges, or lack thereof. To think the largest NFT juggernaut on the planet just announced they had the license for releasing Marvel NFTs, and they are still not yet on even one of the major centralized exchanges. Imagine once they are. We've built this far, gone up thousands of percentages in the year to be one of the highest performing cryptos on some of the least well-known exchanges. So we know Immutable is just a few weeks away, and that opens the door to, again, those major exchanges that are compatible with Ethereum. The user experience, VeVe collectibles are just effing fun. The opportunity for creative expression is limitless, and the stuff people come up with using this app make me laugh daily. Mission accomplished on making NFTs as fun as physical collectibles. I mean, people really get creative and create art and create absolutely insane showrooms. I mean, look at this showroom right here. It is literally well over $100,000 or a couple $100,000 I'm looking at right here, depending on the mints. How many people on Twitter have you seen playing with their Beeple artwork or have their kids playing and taking pictures with your Bored Ape? Insert NFT here. Hands down, Veve is the most fun and interactive platform for an NFT by far. The quality just keeps getting better. You can see the commitment the team has, constant and never-ending improvement. Look at how much better the Slimer we got was, the slick showroom coming, the textures, lighting, animations. I mean, Trevor is a champ. He came in here and said, that's not quality, like that's not good enough, and completely revamped many collectibles. And all of the collectibles that are coming out now, you zoom in on these things and they're insane. Our showroom is about to get a major facelift. And we saw the quality of the metaverse that happened this weekend for Comic-Con that wasn't for Comic-Con was not awesome and wasn't built by Veve. So keep that in mind, because we know the VeveVerse is coming, and keep it in standard with what quality Veve continues to produce, which is the highest premium content. And then we get to the future, which I would say the near future, because we know it's coming out this year. Talk about skating to where the puck will be. That's a great saying. We are well on our way to metaverses, wearables, AR, and VR applications. But Veve's laying that groundwork now. And Ecomi is right in the perfect position for being a dominant player in this new world. We are in it for an exciting journey. Again, what I mentioned before, Ecomi and Veve sales have pretty much surpassed Decentraland. Wait till we have land at the end of the year. People wonder why we keep stacking more and more OMI when it's been down. It isn't just to sell OMI once it's up at an all-time high again. It's because it's a smart move to keep stacking up OMI while it's down to stake, but also I want to buy as much freaking land as possible. It's going to be like Hunger Games, where everyone is rushing to that center to get as much as possible. Shout out to everyone in the EcomiFam. The passion and enthusiasm generated by this community for this project is staggering. The individuals running their own giveaways, the community-led initiatives like Veve Art Show, the support given to each other, the cross-promoting of content creators, the love is real. I mean, really, the artwork that came out of the Veve Art Show, both of them, was absolutely daunting. And people continue to make artwork and NFTs and their own music. And I mean, the list goes on and on. Ecomi and Veve has enabled the creative side in many of us. And again, that fandom only keeps getting stronger as a family. So that was the end of what he said. And again, shout out to Neb for this incredible thread that he posted. I think it deserves all the retweets. And he approaches this with a true investor mentality. There are going to be dips, there are going to be downsides, but you always want to make sure that you keep calm and HODL on to your investment when you know the company is going to be an absolute monster. One last thing I did want to add was another tweet from OMI and Bitcoin Investor. Veve official cracks the top 10 again of highest revenue apps in the US. So again, put this in perspective. The companies above it have valuations from tens of billions to hundreds of billions of dollars. OMI keeps good company. Number 1, Disney Plus. Number 2, HBO Max. Number 3, Hulu. Number 4, TikTok. Number 5, Netflix. Number 6, Crunchyroll. Number 7, Paramount Plus. Number 8, Amazon Prime. Number 9, Peacock. Number 10, Veve, beating out Funimation. So I have every single one of these apps besides TikTok and I think Paramount, but we know all these names, right? And that's amazing that they are listed in the top 10 alongside these massive companies. They will know what Veve is because they are actually keeping pace and ranking up there with these moguls of industry. So when there is a slip up, those who have heavy bags and want to accumulate more for cheap will build FUD and try to switch your mentality from an investor to a panic seller. Don't let them get away with this. This happens in crypto and plenty of stocks all the time. Short attacks are a calculated move that is very effective, but let's remember the most probably overused phrase in the investing world, and that's Warren Buffett's "be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful." Overused, but very relevant. But the quote that stands out the most to me is, "One can rarely achieve greatness on the path of least resistance." In other words, in order to achieve greatness, there's going to be a lot of resistance. There's going to be a lot of hurdles to overcome and missteps and issues. And it's the companies who can rise above it that create that success. So again, Comic-Con for Ecomi and Veve was unforeseen and a misstep. But this is rampant with many other crypto projects like Uniswap, who delayed their newest version, and ETH2, which has been pushed out for I don't even know how long. It's coming now in 2022, let alone NFT projects that had poor releases or didn't amount to anything. The list goes on and on, but even the top companies continue to have product launches that go terrible. I mean, look at the Samsung Galaxy 7, which caught on fire. Google Glass that released and didn't have a market. Amazon's Fire Phone, or Google Lively, which was a flop version of Second Life Virtual World, or Microsoft's Zune. 80% of product launches actually fail. And most startups don't turn a profit until year 3 or die before then. Veve has created an innovative product that is hemorrhaging money and has made it well past that 3-year mark with massive success. So remember, there will be stumbles away, but I'm happy that we're seeing these now while Ecomi is still in the startup phase, because Veve and Ecomi are destined to hang with these big players and be a household name. They already are in terms of where we see them in the app rankings, but will also be in terms of brand awareness and millions of users. Remember, don't let them shake you. There's going to be negativity out there. There's going to be FUD out there. There's going to be a lot of naysayers, but 5 months, 1 year, 3 years, that's still a short period of time for any investment. And we're going to see some serious ROI in the near future that will leave all the naysayers open mouth and their pockets empty. Remember what you hold, EcomiFam, and shut the noise out. As always, I hope you found my content valuable, and if so, please hit the like button and leave a comment down below about your thoughts on Ecomi and Veve. Feel free to voice your concerns as well, as I'm always happy to openly discuss, or you can leave a comment about your support as well. The likes and comments help my channel to continue growing as it appeases the algo overlords. And if you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell for future content. That's it for today. I'm Taps. Thank you for your time, man. Happy trading.